Now, if you've ever watched the film Fiddler on the Roof, you'll already know about klezmer. It's a traditional style of Jewish music with a long and fascinating history. Next week, the Jewish Music Institute will be holding their annual KLEZFEST event, and Nina's got herself a private concert.
Oh, Susie and Josh, that's fantastic. That sounds amazing. I understand this is klezmer music. Could you please tell me what that is?
Klezmer music is Jewish instrumental folk music from Eastern Europe, and it was played for weddings mainly by the Yiddish-speaking communities. Yeah.
What are its main characteristics, would you say?
Well, I'd say happy and sad at the same time.
All right.
You know, so
could you give me an example of that, perhaps?
Okay, yeah. So the clarinet can do something like laughing.
Okay.
But also something more melancholic, you know.
Wow, you can really actually hear that. And in terms of the accordion, I've got to say that is a very striking looking accordion. Could you tell me, is that different to a normal accordion?
No, it's a pretty standard piano accordion which you find all over the world. But I mean, in klezmer music, you tend to, the accordion's role is more an accompanying role, and you're there to kind of emulate the sound of these big bands that they used to have. They used to have 16-piece, 20-piece orchestras playing klezmer. Nowadays, you have more often a duo or something like that. So I'm having to do the bass lines, I'm having to do the melodies at the same time, you know, and sort of like combine all of those elements.
Do you know what I find incredible is you don't even look down at the notes.
Oh, you don't want to look, you get very confused.
How do you learn klezmer?
Oh, well, actually, it's an oral tradition. So the best is to find the historical recordings and learn from those. I mean, or learn from other people who've learned with the historical recordings.
Yeah, you can have sheet music and people do write the tunes down, but you only get about 40% of the information, and the rest you really need to listen, don't you?
It's a style. Like if you're going to learn jazz, you wouldn't just get a book out and read it, you know.
Can I ask, are either of you Jewish?
I'm not Jewish.
No, so why the interest in klezmer music? Where did that come from?
Well, for me as a clarinet player, it's a great opportunity to be a band leader. And the tunes are just so good. I just fell in love with the music.
Yeah.
And I'm classically trained, actually. But I love playing this music on my instrument.
Do you feel klezmer's having a bit of a revival at the moment?
Well, it started in the late 1970s in the States, and slowly the klezmer music's sort of come over here, and especially in the last 20 years that the Jewish Music Institute set up KLEZFEST. And since that's where I met my bandmates in Chicago.
Oh, tell me a bit more about KLEZFEST, please.
Oh, well, it's a summer school. It's online this year. It starts tomorrow. And it's for anybody who plays an instrument and wants to get more into klezmer music.
Absolutely. Could you give us a taste, please, then, of klezmer music?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So good.